handled the Warriors last night in the 110-99 win. LeBron had 42 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. According to Elias, James is just the second player since the NBA-ABA merger in 1976 to have a 40-10-5 game against the team with the best record at the All-Star break. LeBron on being awesome.
For me, I got to be the MVP for these guys, 14 guys in this locker room. And when I'm out on the floor, I try to do everything to help us win. I was challenged by my coaches this morning. They wanted me to, play a little bit more in the post tonight and be aggressive. And, I just try to do what I need to do to help our team win. And, I was happy that I was able to make a few plays to help us do that.
It's called humility. He was able to make a few plays. And most NBA MVP conversations, Steph Curry, James Harden, those are the 1 and 2. The third is a pick'em. Like I said, it's Russell Westbrook for me. Joining us right now is our NBA analyst, Ramona Shelburne. Thank you so much. Your first time on First Take. Thank you for being here. Good to have you.
You too. And of course, Russell Westbrook, your Bruin, would be on your MVP.
Of course.
Right?
So, I'm biased. Oh, okay.
Just a little.
All right. So I don't know if you read Brian Windhorst's article the other day. He said that he doesn't LeBron, or he feels LeBron doesn't know why he's not in the MVP conversation. Should he be?
Yeah, he has to be in the MVP conversation because he's LeBron James, but I don't think he needs to win another one. I mean, I know he's 1 away from tying Michael Jordan. He's 2 away from getting past Kareem for the number of MVPs that he's won. He needs to win titles. And LeBron can put himself in the MVP debate anytime he wants. He said before the All-Star game, I might want to have one of those LeBron games. I might want to do that in Madison Square Garden and win myself an All-Star MVP. But he doesn't need to win this year. If anything, I actually think it helps his reputation going forward in his career if he doesn't focus on the MVP race. When I watched that game last night, though, that was LeBron James saying, I can win it anytime I want. That was LeBron saying, I can assert myself in a game. I can win an MVP any single season I want, any game I want, but I don't need to. I only need to do it in these games. I don't need to do it every night because my goal this season and for the rest of my career is to get rings. And that's why he came to Cleveland. That's why he waited all those games to come back. Look, he can win. He can be in the conversation because he's got pride, right? Sure. If you're LeBron James and you know you're that good and you could win, you kind of just want to remind everybody that you're picking and choosing what you want to win. Right now, he needs to focus on winning rings.
Sure.
But when Steph Curry comes to town, when he had to sit through All-Star break, do events with Steph Curry, where Steph was basically being put out there as the front runner for the All-Star MVP, and he probably deserves that. He just wanted to remind Steph.
Okay.
I'm the guy.
Okay, so your bottom line on LeBron's 4-month body of work this regular season, he would be where in your pecking order of MVP?
4, 5.
Okay.
I mean, look, they're 2 and 10 when he doesn't play. So if you want to make the case, he needs to be out there for them to win. Of course, he has proven himself to be that valuable to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Since he's been back, the Cavs have been the best team in the league. But he doesn't need to win this MVP. Everybody already knows. You just need to remind people that you're deciding whether you want to win it or not.
By the way, back to your All-Star game point, I believe LeBron James set out that night at Madison Square Garden to win the MVP by saying, watch this. And your guy said, no, watch this.
Yes.
Right? Didn't Russell Wilson?
Russell Westbrook. Westbrook was like, I'm the MVP.
I mean, he just...
So we know.
Listen, talk about no conscience. We may get to him in just a minute here. But
Fearless.
Fearless. And if he has to shoot it 38 times, he'll shoot it 38 times. Okay, now, back to the conversation. What we saw last night was the LeBron James I love. That is the attack mode LeBron James, who goes low post on you and says, give me the ball and basically get out of my way. Put Spates on me. Put Iguodala on me. I will annihilate both of them. And he did. Spinning on them, driving on them, attacking both of them. Basically, in different ways, posterizing both defenders. And then if they put 3 on him, he'd posterize all 3 of them in effect. Not that he was dunking on them, but just taking them in the lane. That's the way he won his first ring against Kevin Durant. Remember that series? He just said, nope, I'm going to take it down low, and Kevin Durant cannot deal with me physically. The Golden State Warriors got a little bit exposed last night on physicality. So I loved what he did, and you're right. He made a statement because he wanted to make that statement. Watch this versus your front runner, your MVP front runner right now. And I wasn't surprised at all by 42 points. Now, back to 4-month body of work. I said this after 2 months of the season, and I'm going to stand by it. For me personally, as a basketball fan, LeBron James is disqualified from this year's MVP because of those first 2 months. Do you remember, and I'm going to remind everybody because I cannot forget, the bad body language, how LeBron disengaged, how disinterested he was, how miffed he got at Kyrie and the rest of his teammates. He would go stand in the corner basically with his arms folded. He wouldn't get back on defense. It went on for a long time, and obviously early in the season they lost 3 out of 4, and then they lost 4 in a row at one point. Okay? After a while, I just said, LeBron, you're better than that. Like, this is way beneath your dignity. Now, you can make the case back. That's what he needed to do to sort of teach these kids how to play. I didn't take it that way. I thought he was being more childish than the kids were being kids. That's just me. And after a while, I said it on this show, that's it. No matter what LeBron does from this point forward, you can't win this MVP, even though he proved last night he's still easily the best player in the game. I give you that.
Easy.
When I saw him do that, though, earlier in this season, I was with you there. I was actually very disappointed because I felt like some of that was him trying to say to Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving, all the kids on that team, I need you to step up. I need you to take ownership of this team. You know, people forget, when he went to Miami, Dwayne Wade and him were friends, right? Chris Bosh and him were friends. They already had they were contemporaries. These are like his younger brothers who haven't been there. And I think LeBron was trying to open the door for them to walk through it. But I also think some of that was what was going on with David Blatt. They weren't happy with the system they were running. They didn't have a faith in him. And I felt like LeBron could have been a leader there. I mean, whether or not you like the coach, whether or not you think he should be your coach of the future, you still got to play. And there was a moment there where I didn't feel like he was playing for him. And I felt like...
That's a good point.
I didn't feel like he was... And everybody is going to follow him. Everybody is going to follow his lead on that.
Stephen A. made that point. He just didn't seem happy.
Yeah.
And you know what? When you're not happy, when you're LeBron James, that sets the tone for the entire team. And I felt like the rest of the team fell into that. Now, give him credit. He took that break, and when he came back, he squashed it.
Yep.
Whatever issues he had are not issues anymore.
David Blatt went from he's going to be fired this weekend
he has
to
a job. He's a great coach.
He's a coach of the year candidate, right?
Yeah, and that's ultimately what you have to do in life, right? You have a problem with somebody, at some point you just got to stop. The problem might still be there, but you got to stop deciding to make it a problem.
You got a life lesson,
right? I mean, like, if I have an issue with my boss, right? I can confront him on it. I can say it, and then I got to move on. I still got to do my job.
I don't know about
so.
Okay. Who's her boss? All right, let me ask you a question, because just recently, this morning, Sportsbook.com released the updated odds to win MVP. Take a look right there. Steph Curry leading the way at 2-5. LeBron James 7-2. James Harden 4-1. And then my guy way down there at 6-1. So tell me, who's your MVP choice?
I think right now Steph Curry is still the MVP. But the 2 games where he's need to play like an MVP, against the Atlanta Hawks and against the Cleveland Cavaliers, he has not done it.
Yeah.
And in the games where you need to, that's winning time, right? You have the Heisman pose. There's always that Heisman pose moment. He hasn't had that. I mean, he's had a couple of good games in there. He's earned it for the first half of this year. But this Warriors team, when they've been on the stage, they haven't really stepped up yet this year. Yeah, and that's why Steve Kerr has always been kind of soft.
I got to give him one game, Steph, though.
Which one?
For an MVP quality caliber game. I know it's just my Spurs.
I was going to say
what's left of my Spurs, but they went out there to Golden State. It was just a week or so ago. Was it a week ago? I can't remember. But it was a Friday night game, I think, at Golden State, and the Spurs were ahead in that game, 44-41. And Steph Curry said, "Watch this." And just flat out took the game over and made Tony Parker. Everybody's making Tony Parker look bad these days, but he talked about breaking his ankles a couple times. He did. And I thought he was absolutely sensational, and I still give him that much edge over James Harden as the MVP so far. But we got a long way. I know we all try to leap to the conclusion.
Yeah, but we have the whole second half.
Yeah. We still got a lot of games left.
Okay, I'm still sticking with Westbrook. And to that end, let's talk about it. The battle out west continues for playoff spots. Wesley, I'm with you.
We got to do an 8 clap for you.
Yeah, I know, right? Thunder lose 117.